So today we're on the Stony Creek here in Nashville, and we're taking a look at some of the obstructions that we found in the creek. A couple weeks ago we had a team in here that conducted some assessments on the Stony Creek because we felt like there were some impediments in the water, and we wanted to identify what those impediments may be that could be assisting with the flooding that we get from heavy rains and tropical storms and things like that. So today we're down here on the creek and actually taking a look at some of these impediments to see maybe how we can clean this out and what type of actions or steps we need to take next on the Stony Creek. Over the course of years, I guess since 1999 when Hurricane Floyd came through, we had some devastation with flooding, and shortly after that there was a grant where a team came in and actually cleaned up a lot of our waterways. But since '99, we have identified some areas that don't typically flood, but we are encountering flooding in those situations or in those areas now. The team that came in worked for us for a week. It was a joint effort between Nash County Emergency Management and the City of Rocky Mount Fire Department and the City of Rocky Mount. We met with the team several months in advance. It was an exercise for them, but it also helped us in identifying these impediments. So they measured, they GPS'd, and they also photographed tree debris, construction debris, things like that were actually found in the creek, sediment buildup. They photographed over 600 different points along the Stony Creek and also the Tar River. The Stony Creek appeared to be probably in the worst shape of the two water sources that we actually floated. We used canoes from the City of Rocky Mount Parks and Recs. They floated both Stony Creek and Tar River. And again, Stony Creek was probably in the worst shape just because of some of the narrow waterway that's on the Stony Creek. But there was about a little over 600 points that they identified. And some of these could have been multiple sites where there was tree debris, there could have been construction debris, so they treated those as separate points and were GPS'd accordingly and photographed and documented.
Over here is an example of some debris that was found in the observation. It can be or is already causing an obstruction to Stony Creek. Things like this lead to backup and flooding around the area. So it's important that we keep an eye out and make sure that the obstructions kind of stay out of the waterways. So this is an example of a natural debris that can cause an obstruction. This is something that property owners could look out for to help the county kind of keep Stony Creek from being obstructed. It can cause flooding and be the reason for the flooding here recently.
Now that we have identified these sources of impediments in the waterway, we wanted to do an education to the general public that if you own property along the waterway, along Stony Creek, is there something that you might can do in helping eliminate potential future flooding events by maybe cleaning out some of the debris that might be on your property or close to your property. We're looking at other funding sources, maybe grant opportunities, to see if there are grants out there that can assist us with hiring a contractor or someone to come in and actually go down the creeks and clear these debris sites out. Doing the legwork that the team did, I think that would help us in grant opportunities in the future. As far as we've already performed site assessments and done an assessment of the creek and identify where those GPS locations are, and as those sites get cleaned out, then we can go back in and take those points off the map. So if the general public can help us, if they own property along the creek, if they are able and capable of removing some of the material themselves, then that would help us out greatly, and I think it would also help with the flow of water during heavy rainfalls in the future. Any ditches, any other waterways that may be on or adjacent to your property, certainly any type of assistance that the general public can do to keep those waterways clean and flowing freely would certainly help their neighbor, people downstream in the future in the event we do have additional rainfalls and heavy flooding. Anything that we can do to keep the storm drains and the creeks flowing like they're designed to do will help us all in the future. If you'd like additional information on how you can help, you can contact the Emergency Services Office at 252-459-9805.